Here we are, folks, the most recent Macy's parade, and that year is 2023. A year would be noted as one of the best parades overall, although it did mark the final year of Jeff Gennett as the CEO of Macy's. He made sure that his final parade ends up with a bang. Al Roker makes his return hosting the event after being absent last year. Big celebrities, including one at the beginning and especially at the end. 5 Broadway musicals, a trailer preview of Beyonce's concert movie, 7 new balloons, which one of them was a stupid idea in the first place. The Radio City Rockettes closing the event to welcome Santa, which even had Abbott Elementary star Cheryl Lee Ralph to play the first ever colored Mrs. Claus. And the biggest thing of all for NBC and Macy's, having the parade starting a half hour early. All of this ended up becoming successful as this became the most watched Macy's parade ever on television, gaining over 28.5 million viewers. Although my experience was a bit odd in my Xfinity, as Savannah Guthrie stated in the broadcast that they were doing a live audio description, which I couldn't turn off for some reason on my Xfinity. I understood why it existed, but then it ended off shortly after the narration said something of somebody holding a Palestine flag, which is not surprising, for that would lead into one of the major controversies that occurred for that year's parade. One prior to it was that radical right-wing media were hating that members of the LGBTQ+ community were performing, including one in a Broadway musical, and the other was during the event. As part of the ongoing pro-Palestinian protests of the ongoing Israel-Hamas war, 3 locations of the route were blocked up by some protesters. Some even glued themselves to the streets. Even with those distractions, 25 songs did not stop what ended up being one of the best parades ever to America. And keep in mind, I haven't listened to some of these songs in a while because I was doing this series. About over a half of a year since the last parade, this is my ranking of the songs of the 97th Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. After getting a song digitally from him, his new single is not this one. At number 25, Merry Christmas, I Don't Want to Fight Tonight by Jimmy Fallon and The Roots. Doing a cover of Ramones' holiday song is one thing, but with Jimmy sounding like, I don't want to fight tonight, for the parade, just no. What's even more of a no-no is this song again at number 24, Best Christmas Ever by Ashley Park and the cast of Sesame Street. Yep, HBO Sesame Street is doing this song again from their Nutcracker special, but with the addition of Broadway star Ashley Park, who performed back in 2018 on Broadway's Mean Girls. It's the exact same tone of the music and audio from last year's parade, but with Ashley joining in. Although I'm glad Al Roker got to talk about Sesame Street for the second time ever since 2004, I just want to do something with Elmo. Oh wait, never mind, Larry David did it for me.
Wait. Oh my gosh, you love Elmo, don't you? Elmo, are you okay?
Mr. Lloyd, Elmo liked you before.
Turning a big 80s film into a Broadway musical, specifically a sci-fi one like this, at number 23, It Works and Back in Time by the cast of Broadway's Back to the Future, the musical. Yep, based on the 1985 Robert Zemeckis classic, the story of Marty McFly and Dr. Emmett Brown of traveling from 1985 to 1955 and fix Marty's future has turned into a stage musical. First in England and Manchester and the West End, now shows up on Broadway as the cast does 2 numbers. It Works, led by Doc Brown, and led by Marty and the rest of the cast, does one of Huey Lewis's songs from the movie, Back in Time. First up, it is interesting that the cast did not march down to the parade route, probably because the DeLorean doesn't move a lot. I don't know, I mean, the Broadway Chitty Chitty Bang Bang car moved so well in the 2004 parade. This doesn't even fit on a Broadway stage. What are they gonna do, make musicals based on Part 2 and Part 3? Back in Time is alright. It Works not that good because Roger Bart is not a great Doc Brown, just out of context of this musical. They should have just stick with 1 instead of 2, and although there's the original one from London, there hasn't been a Broadway album of this musical, and I don't think it's gonna happen. It's now gonna be 2 out of 3 on the Peacock float, because you can't get this song at number 22, We Are the Champions by Jabari Banks. The star of the dramatic version of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, simply called Bel-Air, Jabari Banks does a parade-exclusive rendition of Queen's We Are the Champions, doing a very smooth version of this, which if there was more in the parade, and if this was digitally, this would have been a lot higher. We've got 3 oldies hits in this roster, starting up at number 21 from the 90s, Free Your Mind by En Vogue. From their second album in 1992, Funky Divas, the current members of the group does one of their most popular songs, track number 4, Free Your Mind. These ladies rock on with their voices here. They even re-recorded this for the parade, minus the main lyric and a bit of the remix with the music. It's just the fact that the song is close to being 5 minutes is my problem. But keep in mind, no pun intended, it's been half of a year since I've listened to some of these songs. They're driving me out of my mind. If you get that, for number 20, Poison and Act Like You Know by Belle Biv DeVoe. A combination of their most popular hit and a new single going by their last names, Belle Biv DeVoe do their big 1990 hit from their debut album, the title song Poison as track number 6, and a brand new single they did this year called Act Like You Know. I think they should have just done 1 instead of 2. I'm not big on Poison. I knew that song thanks to America's Got Talent. Being 4.5 minutes and not a great volume for the parade is kind of bland. Act Like You Know is also fine. One tone of that song reminds me of that Jump On It, if you know what I'm talking about. And it was a collab song with Rev Run. Like many other collab songs that are in the parade, the featured artist is not here, which causes this song to be short. At least the hosts were having a great time. Instead of the parade's executive producer or Macy CEO doing the ribbon cutting, the one that got the honor was a recording artist, who also did the opening number, starting up the song roster of 2023 at number 19, Worship by Jon Batiste. Taking the honor of cutting the ribbon, Jon Batiste had another big year in 2023. The release of the Netflix documentary American Symphony, which was about composing his first symphony orchestra while caring for his wife who was battling leukemia, and releasing his 7th album, World Music Radio, and performs track number 4, Worship, at the parade's starting line. This song was nominated for a Grammy for Record of the Year. This is not as good as I Need You he did 2 years ago, because of my recency, I would say, and even though they had good sets for the parade, I did kind of move a little bit to it. Just being 4 minutes is one thing, but I also felt uncomfortable seeing these ladies from this band dressed in native attire. We had the Wish Cruise, now the Treasure Cruise will be ready for number 18, Let's Set Sail by Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, and Goofy. As many of you know, 2023 was the Walt Disney Company's and Walt Disney Animation Studios' 100th anniversary, which would have been an awesome celebration, but the writers and actors strike left them in a bad reputation during those months, especially a bad rep for CEO Bob Iger. Now with the strikes being over, your favorite characters are getting ready for their new Disney cruise line, the Disney Treasure, as Mickey, Minnie, and Goofy do the opening Sail Away party song, Let's Set Sail. I do say it's the best performance from them, although the ensemble is singing it more than the characters themselves. And what on earth is with that look on Genie and the Magic Carpet? And once again, too much on the streamers, better on the confetti though. I was excited about this when this was announced. So how did it turn out? Well, it's here at number 7. Knights of the Round Table and Always Look on the Bright Side of Life, Company Bow by the cast of Broadway Spamalot. Back in 2006, the original musical of Spamalot did the best Broadway performance of that year. Now a revival has come as the cast does 2 numbers, Knights of the Round Table and the Company Bow version of the song that was performed back in that year, Always Look on the Bright Side of Life. Knights of the Round Table is such a great song here. Kind of felt like an introduction to the musical, or even more like a promotion to the show, even having an actual big spam in the number. And I love all the cast doing the Company Bow version of a song we all know of. It's unfortunate though that there is no cast recording album of this Broadway revival, which sucks because there are some notable people in this cast like Christopher Fitzgerald, who was in the 2007 parade in Young Frankenstein as Patsy, and as King Arthur, James Monroe Englehart, well known for his Tony-winning role as, coincidentally enough, as I just mentioned it, Genie in Broadway's Aladdin. A modern telling of Romeo and Juliet. But what if Juliet did not die with this jukebox musical at number 16? Confident by the cast of Broadway's and Juliet. That's what it is about. Started in Manchester, and then West End, then in Toronto, and now on Broadway, And Juliet combines a lot of pop songs as the cast does Demi Lovato's song Confident from Act 1. Now, I have not listened to Demi's song, so I can't judge it on that. So on its own for Broadway, out of all the ones they could have chose, this was a great one, comparing to a lot of those songs that many of us know, if you look at all those numbers. So this worked as well as a great jukebox musical number. This performance is also great in the parade, and Julia just shows she can do what she wants as a woman. Now, there is a small portion out for the parade, but that's fine. Yeah, what's wrong without being confident about yourself? Our non-English song of the year for number 15, La Bachata by Manuel Turizo. Around my age from Colombia, Manuel Turizo's Bata went big last year with his single hit La Bacha. This would be added to his third album this year called 2000 as track number 9. That main verse is so catchy, and that bacha music is done great, especially the bongo, like what Romeo Santos did in his song Eres Mia. I just gotta listen to it more often. Now, you would think I would put this at number 1 because of my disability, since I have Asperger's syndrome. But there were a lot of songs I thought that were better, as someone that's kind of like a critic, I would say, but also judging other songs in my personal opinion, of course. Although this one technically does have 3. At number 14, Getting Ready to Dance, Finale, and Building Momentum Reprise by the cast of Broadway's How to Dance in Ohio. Based on the 2015 documentary movie, How to Dance in Ohio ended up becoming a stage musical featuring a cast of actual autistic actors as their autistic characters, first time ever for Broadway's history, as the cast does 3 numbers, Getting Ready to Dance, Finale, which is basically the dance, and the reprise of Building Momentum. However, it wasn't a highly acclaimed musical, which is why it was short-lived and got no Tony nominations. Now, I'm only judging this out of context of this musical. Going by the numbers themselves on their own, I honestly don't like them. Everything else had the potential, it's just the songs themselves is the problem. The first number they chose was more towards 2 parents, and the 7 actors that are actually the autistic actors don't have a big musical number spotlight they have. Sure, they do with the choreography, but I mean an actual musical number with them on their own without anyone else, or even one of them doing a solo, specifically singing-wise. I am very happy they made the right decision of actually getting autistic people to play the roles. It's just that this musical, out of context, was not that great by these 3 numbers. This was something I was hoping they got the respect, and sure enough they did. Caroling at number 13, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas by Macy singing Christmas Tree. This one is not as good as the one in 2021, but better than last year, and although they're not in the center of Herald Square, it was nice we got a calmer one they've done. What song will it be for this upcoming parade? We'll have to wait and see. I can't believe I'm gonna do this. Baby Shark has a K-pop band. Baby Shark has a K-pop band. At number 12, Keep Swimming Through from Baby Shark's big movie by Enhypen. Since the beginning of this decade, 7 young men from South Korea got to be in the biggest mainstream project yet, a Baby Shark movie. Specifically for the straight-to-TV streaming movie Baby Shark's Big Movie. Well, Baby Shark did technically originate from South Korea, as the band does their song from the movie, track number 4, Keep Swimming Through. The song itself is not that bad. Even for a song in a kids movie, it would make sense for a song like that in the franchise of Baby Shark. The parade started up with them doing the Baby Shark song, of course, and the camera crew are getting better on which member of the groups are singing it. They just need to rehearse on what K-pop groups they're going to have next time. From a teen star to ABC Cinderella to Broadway, now with their first Christmas album at number 11, Someday at Christmas by Brandy. Returning to the parade since 1995, Brandy Norwood, now in her 40s, released her 8th album, Christmas with Brandy, and as track number 9, her rendition of Stevie Wonder's Someday at Christmas. I haven't listened to the original one, so on its own, it's a very emotional Christmas song here from Brandy. Her voice, the music in this, and the choir really comes together. I will see how much more I'll go back to this song this upcoming Christmas season. Like similar with Straight Up last year from Paula Abdul, I did not know this group made this song, and they do this instead of a Christmas one. At number 10, You're the Inspiration by Chicago. From their 1984 album Chicago 17th, their 14th album, the current members of the group do their most popular song, track number 7, You're the Inspiration. I do sing to the main verse, not much on the others, not really a go-to 80s choice, and I do understand the re-recording for this. It's just comparing to Peter Cetera and Neil Donnell, it is hard to see which lead singer of this song is better. When I first saw this performance live, and then all of a sudden what happened, I was just laughing because I was not expecting the song to be about one certain food. We grow number 9 with Corn, and independently owned by the cast of Broadway's Shucked. You know which specific musical that got the backlash from radical right-wing media that was going to perform the parade? Was this one. In Cobb County, the musical Shucked talks about the citizens' devotion to what else? Out of context, Corn, as the cast joined with the Jolly Green Giant on doing 2 numbers, Corn and Independently Owned. The latter is played by a non-binary actor who won a Tony for their role. Yep, that's the reason why the right-wing media was upset about it. All it just says to those people, get a life. As I stated, when I saw this for the first time, when the entire cast just jumped with the 2 storytellers out and just said, Corn! That made me laugh so hard, because I never thought a Broadway musical number would be dedicated to Corn. Revisiting it half of a year later, and I didn't realize how the storyteller's dialogue for the parade was so funny as well, even mocking at how much time they have for their performance. I do like the independently owned number, but it didn't work for the parade because it was in the center of the Corn number. It should have been after they'd done the Corn number itself. I will state Corn is fine, and it's mainly a summer thing for me and my family. It's just that if I brought something else to Cobb County, I wouldn't be surprised if they banned me to say I'm not a Corn lover. They met on American Idol, now they're married, and released together their 6th and 9th album respectively at number 8, Santa Claus is Coming to Town by Catherine McPhee and David Foster. The husband and wife duo do their rendition of this holiday hit as track number 5 from their album Christmas Songs, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, doing the second half of the track. Now, we already did this song last year for Macy singing Christmas Tree, which was executed poorly thanks to Mariah Carey. The couple did better with this. I don't know which is my favorite rendition of this song that has been in the parade so far. It's either Stage Door Manor from 2009 or Pentatonics in 2014. I might be wrong on this, but I believe the singer made his debut album with this. It's hard to tell when this artist does not have a Wikipedia page, but the other artist who's the fiddler does. Get Moving at number 7, Boot Shake by Alex Smith, no, not the NFL football player, and Amanda Shaw. The country singer named Alex Smith tells us to dance to the title song of his album, track number 4, Boot Shake, with fiddler Amanda Shaw. It did get annoying hearing it throughout the entire song, but it worked well for the parade, and even Amanda was getting into this performance. Maybe it should have been like a 2-minute song instead of over 3 overall for the main one in general. So, I'm guessing a former contestant on American Idol gets to perform on the Toys R Us float. Partying it at number 6 with Jeffrey, Are You Gonna Be My Girl by Jax. The artist that took 3rd place in season 14 of American Idol in 2015 was Atlantic Beach native Jocelyn Miskanik, better known as Jax. Does one of her covers she did on that season, that's in the season 14 Top 6 EP, track number 2, her cover of Jets' 2003 song, Are You Gonna Be My Girl? Or going by throughout the song, Are You Gonna Be My Guy? Which I don't understand why it was not called that in the EP. She is a true star here. Although recent American Idol artists in both the latter years on Fox and the ones currently on ABC, contestants don't get the big recognition. Jax made sure that people know that she's still around, and bringing a song that she had covered on the show that I haven't listened to, the original one, rock on, girl. Hopefully your career can go big like the other American Idol artists that have performed in this parade. Ending off the song roster at number 5, DJ Play a Christmas Song by Cher. Yes, the one and only Cher makes her first Macy's parade, I believe, with her brand new single from her 27th album, Christmas, as she does track number 1, DJ Play a Christmas Song. When I heard this was gonna happen, I will give it credit for not being like a last-minute addition thing, because this was announced like a week or so prior. It was just how the performance in the song I thought was going to be like the big finale, which I was surprised it wasn't. That was given to the Radio City Rockettes. And with her being part of this parade, I think it could have been one of the reasons why it became the most viewed parade. It is the entire song, and I did hear it a couple of times on one of my local radio stations that does 24/7 Christmas music last year. Would it get annoying years down the road? Maybe on the radio, but with this song and the performance that feels like an actual music video to this song, Christmas music is what I want to hear every December 1st to Christmas Day. Starting up the celeb roster in the parade at number 4, Find Your People by Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors. You'd think it is a country group. Nope. It is an Americana group as Tennessee group Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors released their 14th album, Strangers No More, as they do track number 2, Find Your People. I've been loving this song more often after this long revisit, a genre of music that is very rare to be in this parade, and starting up in the parade itself was a welcome addition. Spending her time during the holidays away from country into pop at number 3, Tangled in Tinsel by Jessie James Decker. In her 6th EP, Decker the Halls, Jessie James Decker decided to perform in the parade while she was pregnant. Yep, she was pregnant at the time. I don't think no female artist has ever done that before, by doing track number 4, Tangled in Tinsel. A song I believe about decorating. Rare to hear a song about. It is not as catchy to sing at the moment, but her voice keeps making me play it. I do want to hear it on the radio. I may believe she did it live because you can hear her breathing, or I think it most likely could be re-recording for this event specifically. Back for their 4th parade at number 2, Please Santa Please by Pentatonix. Remember back in the 2014 ranking that what I said that Pentatonix would perform in this parade when they release a Christmas album? Well, a day or so later after I uploaded that episode on YouTube, Macy's announced, of course, the celebs that would be performing, and what a shock, Pentatonix would be performing for their 4th parade as they do an original one from their compilation album, The Greatest Christmas Hits. Led by Kristen, they do track number 11 of Disc 2, or track number 27 digitally, Please Santa Please. I really love this song, and this is mainly because of Kristen's beautiful voice, which is another reason why I love that rendition of My Favorite Things back in 2020. And being an original was a nice change, even getting its own single release. What kind of keeps it from being at number 1 is that the parade, I think, was kind of a bit sloppy for what sets they chose, and the dance script was more the intention, although the dance was under the direction, by the way, of Sesame Street star Suki Lopez. And another reason is, of course, because of number 1. You all know what it is. You can't talk about 2023 without this song, Little Boo Thing by Paul Russell. After getting big on TikTok, this song went everywhere in the charts. Paul Russell's single hit, Little Boo Thing, is kind of a mixture of his music and lyrics and the 1977 song, Best of My Love by The Emotions, bringing in like a modern spin to it from the disco genre. Out of all the songs from this year, this is the one I go back to the most, and mainly the parade performance, from everything they did with this song. So much fun going on here, that even Savannah Guthrie and Hoda Kotb got up in their seats to dance, even Savannah recording it on her phone. Everyone knows this song, and so do I, and what a shock, of course, this marks it the best song of the 2023 Macy's Parade. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and check out the rest of the episodes on the playlist in the description below. I know there are some people think I should go back from 1996 through around the 80s, but when I started making this series, I thought of this, and it probably still sticks with me, that the 1997 parade was the start of a year of a legit, true Macy's Parade soundtrack. That, of course, you can't get all these years in a physical form because of licensing and copyright issues, although that would be a really great idea for an entire soundtrack. But now we have come to the present, and this series will now be yearly. We wait for this year's parade in 2024 if nothing goes chaotic on that month. Hopefully, we get to hear what songs we can add to our collection. So my job here is done. Bye-bye, everybody.